What's up, court nerds? Welcome back to Time Served, the channel that scans the docket so you don't have to. And today is no different. I found a scolding in Wyandotte where the love of my life, Judge DiSanto, has a gentleman that is rude and crude to her court staff because he needs his restitution payments. Then, in Waukesha County, the other 14, Judge Washington has a thief who's being harassed and a man who is more than happy to come and visit Judge to pay his fines. Can't wait to see that. Don't forget to like and subscribe and set your notifications to all and never miss the daily docket. I'm Phil, and let's get it rolling, nerds.
Donovan Dupre, 212092.
Good morning, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. And sir, your name for the record again, please?
Donovan Dupre.
Okay, thank you. And so Mr. Dupre was sentenced under deferred sentence, and so it was coming up on his end of his term, and so the court set this for a review hearing to close that out, but also the court wanted to address a couple other issues, counsel. And so I wanted there to not be any misunderstanding when I addressed it. So I didn't want to continue with any written communications to clarify those points. So the one, as it relates to the 212092 matter, Mr. Dupre is complied with and completed all terms. He is continuing to make his monthly payments, and there's only one missed payment so far, but everything else has been paid at court.
Is the balance completed?
Okay. Is not. There is still, as of it appears as though there's $825 that is the balance. Is that accurate, Mr. Dupre?
How much did you say, sir?
$825.
Sounds about right.
So your monthly payments will continue, even though your matter will be dismissed pursuant to statute based upon your plea. The payments, the $825 is still due and owing.
I plan on continuing to pay, so it's on that full.
Okay, and what is your monthly payment?
As of right now, probably $25-50.
Okay, so what would be a good payment to continue, just so I can put that in the file, so that if there's less than what the payment amount is, that isn't going to initiate a show cause?
Probably around $25.
$25, okay. So I will make note of that in your file. Okay, obviously, if you can pay more, sir, then you can pay more. Otherwise, there'd be a minimum of $25 per month. And it seems as though you pay those usually towards the end of each month. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll continue that. Okay, and so, counsel, the other, just so you're, I know that you probably weren't aware of it or not, I don't know, maybe you were, it doesn't require your representation, but if you'd like to stand next to Mr. Dupre so that if he has any questions, perhaps you may be able to answer them. But Mr. Dupre is a named victim in another matter. And so he has requested, and there was ordered to be restitution paid to Mr. Dupre. And it appears as though Mr. Dupre has some frustrations with how he's receiving his restitution payments. And as a result of those frustrations, there has been inappropriate communications that he has sent to the court, to my court staff specifically. And so I wanted to address this so that Mr. Dupre is aware as to how the payments have been made by the defendant, Mr. Poole, and then in turn made to Mr. Dupre. Mr. Dupre seems to think that we had a staff member on vacation for 2 or 3 months instead of sending him his restitution payment. And that is not accurate. The court further, when Mr. Dupre was last in court for another matter, informed Mr. Dupre that the only communication he was permitted to have with the court was if he found it necessary to ask when he could anticipate his restitution payment. That was not sufficient apparently, because Mr. Dupre continued harassing communications and inappropriate communications with staff members. I'm going to indicate this is the full history as to the restitution payments that were made by Mr. Poole, and then the restitution checks that were then sent to Mr. Dupre. So, and as the court did indicate, the restitution checks are sent out monthly. They're not sent out as they come in, because there are multiple people that are paying restitution, and so there's one time a month that my clerk supervisor goes through and then sends out the restitution checks. I will also note that there was a month that Mr. Dupre did not receive his check, but he received 3 checks about 2 weeks after that. And so the court will also note and let Mr. Dupre know that around that time, we were significantly short-staffed, and there was a vacation that was scheduled, and that the restitution payment did not go out in February. The court will also note that as I go through reading when the restitution payments were received, that you will see that perhaps it was after the other payments were made in January, okay? So, the first payment that was received by Mr. Poole was December 1st of 2022. A restitution payment was made to Mr. Dupre. The check was sent out on December 14th of 2022. You received that one, correct?
May I check my bank statements?
Okay.
Cash out. What date did you say, I'm sorry?
Did you receive a check in the month of December? Because it was sent out December 14th of 2022, check number 5488.
Here's I have one for December 23rd, and then after that.
Hold on, sir, hold on.
Nope.
Hold on. So you received the one for December. Then there was a restitution payment made by Mr. Poole on January 26th. So then February would have typically been when there would have been a check sent. However, in February, that did not occur. So there was that check, that payment of $50 was mailed to you on March 15th. Then there was also a payment made by Mr. Poole on February 1st. That check was also mailed to you on March 15th. That was for $30. And then there was a restitution payment made again by Mr. Poole on February 17th, which was also mailed to you on March 15th in the amount of $35. And then on March 7th, another restitution payment was made by Mr. Poole in the amount of $20, and that was also mailed to you on March 15th. And all of those were included in check number 5589. So did you receive that payment?
March, yes.
Okay, you're saying for March, but that was for January, February, and March payment, just so you're aware.
Yes, that was when your probation director ended up telling me that your clerk ended up going on vacation instead of paying.
No, sir, let me just be very clear. She didn't go on vacation instead of paying you. That isn't how that works.
That's not what I was told.
I am very certain that the words, she went on vacation instead of paying you, did not come out of my probation
The
director's.
probation director specifically told me that she went on vacation and I should have been paid in a timely manner.
Hold on, sir. I don't dispute that my clerk went on vacation. She had a scheduled vacation. We were understaffed, and that payment did not go out to you. That's been acknowledged multiple times.
Okay.
Multiple times.
For a high status, I appreciate it.
And I've also, excuse me, I'm not finished. I'm not finished. We are talking about this because I've informed you not to communicate with my staff in the manner you've been communicating with them.
Why is your staff lying?
And that, sir, there has not been any lying by my staff. It has been acknowledged that you did not receive your February payment, or I'm sorry, your January payment was not received in February. Your February payment was received by you in March. So you received your January payment, your February payment, and your March payment in March. Is that correct?
True.
Okay, then. Then there was a payment made March 16th by Mr. Poole, which was right after the checks were sent out in March. So then that check wasn't going to be sent out until April. That check was sent out April 26th. That was check number 5643 in the amount of $10. Then Mr. Poole made another payment of March 23rd for $30. That was sent out in the same check of 5643 on April 26th. And then Mr. Poole made another payment on April 18th, which was included in that same check of 5643 because that was a payment of $50. And that was sent out on April 26th. And so you received that check, correct?
I have no idea at this point.
Well, you can check your bank statement.
I'd rather prefer not to at this point.
Oh, no, sir.
Get on with the HIDA meeting.
Sir, we're doing this right now.
Okay, cool.
So you've indicated that you can check your bank statement.
What date?
Well, it was mailed out on April 26th, so perhaps you would have received it the end of April or the beginning of May.
For what amount?
Well, that would have been $50, $30, which is 80, and 10, so that would have been $90.
Okay, so why are my checks being split occasionally and not?
What do you mean?
I've been receiving inconsistent pay. If he's been paying $50, that was supposed to be $90 and I got $90. Why am I only receiving $25 for July 4th?
Okay, I haven't gotten there yet for you. So just one moment. Did you receive a payment of $90?
Yes.
Okay, and when did you receive that payment?
Looks around the 30th.
Of April?
Yes.
Okay. So then there was not a payment made in May. The May payment was going to be late. Mr. Poole informed his probation officer of that. And so there was a payment made on June 9th of $25. That was the only payment made in June. And so on June 28th, check number 5745 was mailed out to you in the amount of $25. And so you received that in July, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So that is the total amount of restitution payments that have been made to date. So when you're asking about inconsistent payments, just so you're aware, when payments are made, there is that payment is taken apart, applied towards certain fines and costs, and then to restitution as well. So if there's a $100 payment, $50 goes towards fines and costs, and $50 goes towards restitution. If there's a $50 payment made, $25 goes towards costs and fines, $25 goes towards restitution.
So a pool paid $180 in April, or the month before April? Because then at that point, you guys are overpaying me.
I'm sorry?
$90, April 26th.
You received a check for a payment, yes, of
And if it's
$90.
50% split, then he would have been paying $180.
Well, let's see, in the month of April. It shows restitution was applied to your account for $50. Workforce was paid and miscellaneous fees were paid. So it appears though there was $100 that was paid, $50 applied to restitution, $50 applied to workforce. And but what was included in that payment that you received on April 26th was also March. So it wasn't just a 1 month payment. So let me just confirm. That was made after March 15th. So March 16th, a restitution payment of $10, state cost of $5, workforce of $5. Then March 23rd, $30 in restitution, $30 towards workforce. So that would be 100, 60, 70, 80, $100, $180 was paid from March 16th. So March 16th and April. So that's how much was paid and you received half of that.
Just want to make sure I'm not being overpaid. My concerns are over now.
Does that clarify any questions that you have regarding restitution?
At the moment, yes.
Okay, so all monies that have been paid by Mr. Poole for restitution have been received by you based upon the accounting that I just read from the computer screen that was just printed this morning.
Yes.
Okay. In the future, sir, if you have a question about restitution, now that...
I won't be talking to this court ever again.
Excuse me, do not interrupt me, please. Now that it's been clarified from the first payment in December all the way through the last payment that Mr. Poole made and that you received a check for, that's done. There's no need to revisit that at all. Nobody went on vacation for 2 to 3 months instead of paying you. Nobody chose to go on vacation instead of paying you. There was clearly a month that restitution checks were not mailed out. It was not only for you. It was a shortened month, depending on when those payments are received and when this vacation was scheduled. That's what happened, sir. Okay. It wasn't anything that was done deliberately to you. Okay. My staff works extremely hard. They work very diligently and professionally. And for you to communicate in the manner you have been and to suggest otherwise is not appropriate. If you find it necessary to contact the court because you'd like to know when your next restitution payment was sent out or received by the court or when you could expect to receive it, you can ask only that question. No other additional comments are permitted, and absolutely no cursing or inappropriate comments to my staff. If you do not comply with that order, sir, you could be held in contempt of court. Are we on the same page?
Clear.
Thank you. You may stop over probation to receive a copy of your paperwork on your 21-2092 matter. Thank you. Have a good day.
Rachel McDuffie for the people.
Morning, Your Honor. Luke, student attorney on behalf of Mr. Waters, and requesting permission to practice pursuant to Michigan Court Rule 8.120 under the supervision of Assistant Public Defender Chinaza Kiri Akinruli.
It needs to be Mr. LeBeau. I don't believe Mr.
Oh.
Akira is present.
Okay, yeah, under the supervision of Assistant Public Defender Davi Lebo. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Waters, can you please state your name?
Hi, my name is Michael Waters.
Hello, Mr. Waters.
Good morning, everybody.
All right, we're here on a driving while license suspended, and he is valid.
I have valid and I have a chauffeur's license.
Congratulations, Mr. Waters.
Thank you. It's been a long road.
Yeah.
A very
I could tell
expensive
you-
road.
Yeah, but you did it. That's the important part. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
All right, Ms. McDuffie.
So, Your Honor, I believe that is is that the A ticket or the B ticket? I think that's the
ticket.
B ticket. So I'm happy to dismiss that count with his license valid. I think the other one is a safety belt. That's defaulted. So
Yeah, it's a show cause for a seatbelt ticket. Sir, when can you pay that ticket? So first of all, your driving while license suspended ticket is dismissed in its entirety. You are all set on that one.
Thank
Okay.
you. And when was the seatbelt ticket from? The same incident?
Yes, it was.
Oh, I had no awareness of that. How much is the seatbelt ticket?
It's like 114, but let me see. We're gonna look in the system to make sure.
I've been through the ringer. I didn't even know I thought this was paid off because I got Secretary of State a whole list of stuff and paid it all off to get where I'm at now.
Seatbelt tickets don't actually stop you from getting your license, so that's why it was not one that would
Okay.
be paid on.
The other half definitely stopped me.
Yes, it did.
Well, no, they gave me my license and then I got pulled over and they said, you got a warrant for driving on suspended, but you have a valid driver's license. It don't make no sense to me. Call the judge. So here we are.
Oh. Well, that you get a suspension when you don't show up to court and you fail to appear. So that's what happened.
Yeah, I understand that.
Okay. So with the safety belt, it's $114. When can you pay that, sir?
What's today? Thursday? I can pay that by next Friday.
Okay, the 21st?
Yeah, can I just come up to the jail and pay it at the office?
No, we're not over at the jail. You have to come up to 14B, which is on Whitaker, Huron River Drive in Ypsilanti Township, sir.
Okay, the same courthouse Judge Pope is in or used to be in?
Used to be in, correct.
Oh, he's gone?
He's gone. I am his replacement.
Oh, I'll gladly come up there now then.
Oh, wow.
I'm
I
just
did
kidding.
not see that coming. You can actually, if you like, so you don't have to come, you can actually pay it online if you have a credit card.
Okay, and just
Okay.
be under my docket number or something?
Yes. Do you have the docket number? You want it?
I got it. I got the last letter you guys mailed me, so I have all that paperwork.
Okay, good. Yes, it's underneath there. Okay, so you're gonna pay by the 21st.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I'm going to set a review here for August 31st. So if you have it paid, this will not be on the docket. You don't have to be here. If it isn't
So-
paid, we'll come by and explain why it hasn't been paid.
$114 by the 21st, or I gotta go to court when? August what?
August 31st.
31st. Yeah, well, I won't be seeing you on August 31st.
I
So-
figured, but that's why I'm giving you some additional time just in case something comes up. So, okay.
Yep.
So,
I appreciate you.
thank you. Take care, sir.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Ms. Favat, could you please unmute and state your name?
Lindsay Favat.
Good morning, Ms. Favor.
Good morning, Your Honor. How are you today?
I'm pretty good. All right. We are here today on a sentencing in this matter. It was only referred to probation in order for them to do a criminal history on this matter.
Yes, ma'am.
There was an agreement by the prosecution for a plea guilty as charged with the deferred. It appears restitution of $400 and non-reporting probation.
Yes, ma'am.
That is correct, Your Honor.
All right, is there anything from the people today? I believe you may have a victim impact statement.
Yes, Your Honor. So nothing specific from the people. Mr. Curry is present, and I think he would like to make a statement.
Thank you. Mr. Curry, you may unmute and give your statement at this time.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning,
Thanks
Mr.
for
Curry.
allowing me. Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to make an impact statement this morning. In regards to Miss Lindsay Favot, I want you to know that she worked for me approximately about 3 to 4 years. I had put a lot of trust in this being an employee for me. She handled a lot of my monies, basically all the monies for the afternoon shift when she worked for me. And not to go into the details of the story, but you already know about what happened. However, I just want to bring to the court's attention that approximately a couple of weeks ago, I went into a convenience store that she was currently working at, but it was a Marathon gas station in Belleville, actually Canton. And the owner, one of the managers knew me and pointed out, he says, "Hey, didn't Lindsay used to work for you?" I said, "Yeah, but she didn't leave on a good note." So he went on to ask me what happened. That time, Lindsay came over and I was talking to him. And I said, "Yes, she actually had stole from my store. I'm in the process of going to court right now in regard to this matter." Well, she basically flat out denied it in front of him and me, called me a liar and everything else. And at that time, I didn't have any information on me in terms of what happened to the court. Didn't even know that she had been found guilty. So I immediately said, okay. I went out. I said, "I'll be back." I told him I'll be back to provide him some information. I went out to 14B court, got a copy of the information Lindsay had actually pled guilty to. Well, I took it back up there and I showed it to one of the other, I guess, managers or whatever. And Lindsay still denied it, says, "No, he's a liar. I've never been charged with anything. Get the heck out of here," and whatnot. She is totally in denial of even pleading guilty to this, because the paper that I actually showed them, she had already pleaded guilty, which I didn't even know at the time when I went up there the first time to the gas station. She had pled guilty. I didn't know what had happened to the case this year, because the courts hadn't really kept me abreast as to what was going on. So I guess what I'm really saying, actually, and then I even actually, just so you know, to put the court on record, I actually went up there, I had to get some gas early this morning. I even talked to the owner. His name is Joey. Joey wasn't even aware of Miss Lindsay Favot being charged. They didn't show her that document. Well, I am going to give him a copy of it today to show him that she did pled guilty, because I'm not a liar like Miss Lindsay told him I was. So again, this woman's in complete denial. And to make a long story short, I think part of her sentence should be that she should not be able to work in a convenience store or any other retail store handling money while she's on probation. And I say that because this is the only location that she stole from. She stole from the Pilot House back off of Z Road when she worked there 4 or 5 years ago. So I think this pattern, when a person does this, they need to be not be able to work in a store, at least while she's on probation. And that's all I have to say to this story. And I would ask that you please consider that.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Curry. Thank you for being here and giving your impact statement today. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. Can I see counsel in a breakout room?
I'm going to ask if Ms. Wilson can join us.
Thank you. Yes. We're back on the record in the Lindsay Favot matter, case number 23-00054. Ms. Favot, well, first of all, before I go to Ms. Favot, is there anything that the defense wants to say on behalf of Mr. Favot before I go to her for her allocution?
Your Honor, I would just note that Ms. Favot is eager to make restitution in this matter and move beyond from this mistake.
All right. Ms. Favot, is there something you'd like to say to me prior to sentencing, ma'am? You're muted, ma'am.
I never was accused of stealing from Pilot. I worked there for over a year. The only reason why I don't work there any longer is because it's too far from my home. I am beginning to feel intimidated by Mr. Tyrone as he keeps coming to my employer, my current employer. There's no reason for him to do so. I'm fearful of him. When this matter happened, I did call and make a police report as well. I've never ever been charged with no kind of theft or stealing from any other employer ever. I did lose my job due to this and coming into my current employer. So I don't know how I'm going to continue to pay restitution if I no longer have an employment in place and be employed. You know, I have to have a job to live to be able to provide for my family and to be able to make my restitution. I'm very intimidated by him. And this is not the first time, the second time he's been to my new employer 5 times now.
Are you done, ma'am, or you have more you want to say, or you gathering yourself?
No, that's all I have to say, Your Honor.
Ms. Favad, I don't know if you're aware, but there are bench warrants for your arrest at this time.
Yeah, one for a ticket and one for some other thing with my sister.
Right. There's one in Wyandotte. And
Yeah,
I guess with your sister must be the A and B.
Yeah.
All right.
And I'm planning in the as soon as possible as well.
You say you're going to pay the restitution as soon as possible as well?
As soon as I can find another job.
Okay.
I can have maybe next 30 days, but if I'm not allowed to work anywhere, I mean, what am I supposed to do, Your Honor?
Well, I don't think the request is that you not work anywhere. The request is that you not work where you're responsible for handling money. That is what the request is.
But I have no other place. Like, it's close to my home. You know what I'm saying?
Not really, because there are plenty of places around.
Not within walking distance. As I currently don't have a license.
Ms. Favad, first of all, I want to say that I'm sorry that you feel intimidated. You shouldn't have to be intimidated. But let me finish. I'm talking. But the reality is you took money from him. And so he's upset about that. And through everything that you said, I didn't hear you say you were sorry to him for that.
I am sorry for the mistake I made. I'm very sorry for that. He was a very good employer for me, you know, and I'm very sorry for doing so. Very sorry. Very big mistake I should have never made. My judgment wasn't correct, so I have to pay for my consequences, you know, and I take responsibility for what I did. I'm very sorry to him.
Sentence, meaning that once you've paid your restitution, you don't have to be on probation anymore. So the sooner you can get that paid, understanding what your circumstances are, I did hear you. The sooner you can be off of probation. I agree with him, that you should not, be working in a store handling money, at least while you're on probation. And there are other positions around. I don't know about walking distance, but there are bus routes, right up the street off of Michigan Ave, where you can go to other places to work.
Yes, Your Honor.
So I'm familiar with the vicinity and I know that there are other options that are available. So, sooner you get this paid, the sooner you can go back to whatever it is type of work you want to do.
Yes.
So that's what I suggest you do. I will do a review in this case. I'll do a review on September the 14th, 2023 at 10 a.m. to see if you, have been able to make your restitution, whether you can be off for probation and have this matter off your record. Okay?
Okay. Thank you very much, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Now, when do I have to, can I have until like August 30th to start making like $100 a month, or do I not have a time until September I can pay it, or how does that work?
Considering you don't have a job, I'm gonna bring you back here on September 14th to see if you've been making any payments or if you can't. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Are we done here?
Yes, ma'am, you're all set.
Thank
You
you,
have a
Your Honor.
good day.
Thank you. Are we ready?